Let's talk about fear and love. I have been doing a lot of study these last couple of weeks on fear and love and the addictions to our behaviours in these areas. And they're so powerful. I thought, why not just come on here and share some to, if anybody else can take one thing from what I'm saying and apply it to themselves, then that's my purpose here of sharing toolkits and other teachings and bringing it into one place as this comprehensive total wellness to ourselves of balancing our own moods, feelings and emotions. So when we think about what are my needs and how do I care for me, so many of us have been looking after so many other people's needs external to us that we've forgotten how to decipher what our own needs are and how to care for us. And when we think about love and the ability to love others, first we need to be able to love ourselves. And so when we think about love, we can also think about, well, what's the opposite of love? And most people would say hate, but actually let's talk about fear, because when there's no love, there's fear, and when there's love, there's no fear. So fear feeds, and if we feed it with love, then fear dissipates, it disperses. Fear comes with worry. They are the opposite of love. They are the opposite of peace and happiness. They are the opposite of safety, feeling safe. When we don't feel safe, we are not feeling love. When we feel love, we feel safe, peaceful, happiness. So when we talk from our heart and the love, that's filled with nice words, feelings, thoughts, behaviours. When our heart's corrupted, closed, that's when hurt, fear, worry and pain comes in. It's all expressions. So when we speak through hurt rather than love, we reincarnate. And when we speak with love, we're healing and our brain is rewiring. That's why affirmations and gratitude and sitting with our sensations and getting in touch with our body is so powerful, because it's rewiring our brain. So when we are awakening, our mind has no interest in the hurts and the pains, and we become indifferent. So think of a stage to your left, and think of your fear, hurt and pain to your right. And to step on that stage, you need to fully be in love. Now, if you're still feeling resentment, hurt, worry, pain, fear, you're going to get up on that stage and someone's going to say, how are you today? And the gatekeeper is going to look for your answer. And if your answer is, well, I would be okay if my car hadn't broken down, or I would be okay if that person hadn't hurt me, or I would be okay if somebody hadn't said something to me today that made me feel this certain way, they'd say, over you go, back to your right, still feeling corrupted. Your expressions are still full of fear. When you step on that stage and they say, so how's it going? How's your experiences? And you go, well, what experiences? And they go, you had a bit of a difficult experience last time you came round here. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. That experience with your car, that experience with what somebody said to you. Oh, that, yeah, I don't know, let it go. Doesn't mean anything to me anymore. I feel indifferent. Then we've moved into that place of healing, and we're not leaking so much anymore. We have our needs, we're better self-caring, we are providing self-love. Fear and worry is an addiction. We're waking up in the mornings and what can I worry about? What can I worry about? Give me 5 things I can worry about. I'm going to worry if my children are going to hurt themselves. I'm going to worry if my parents die. I'm going to worry if I go out in my car today and I have an accident. I'm going to worry today if I go out and get stuck in traffic. I'm going to worry today that I'm going to have a panic attack. I'm going to worry today that I might lose my job. I'm going to worry today about what someone might say to me and how I might react. we're creating these thoughts and we are keeping ourselves addicted to this pattern. So what we're actually saying is I'm worrying about everything that I'm thinking about, and nothing externally is real because it hasn't even happened yet. And so I'm obsessing about how to fix something that isn't even broken. So we either worry about how to fix something, which is obsessing, or we collapse from worry and exhaustion because we can't. So when we retire from this because they're not there, then we unsymbolize ourselves from it. We retire projections. We retire those obsessions which are neurotic and insane. And we retire our depressive thoughts and feelings, which are feelings of hopelessness, of not worthy, of feeling less than. When we go back into our ego, which is really powerful, and until we notice it, we're going to keep going there. This feeds, it triggers, it creates more, and we end up staying in fear. It's parasitic, it's darkness. And it's okay to go there, but just don't stay there. Bring yourself out of it. You know, as Buddha says, why worry about something? If it's solvable, solve it. If you can't solve it, why worry about it? Because it's not fixable. Easier said than done, but with practice and bringing awareness to it and bringing knowledge to it and bringing release to it and forgiveness to it, then you can. It's up to you to center. Make the choice to come back. So when you feel that parasitic thought coming in, or you get that sensation coming in that's going to take you into that place of fear, place of worry, place of hopelessness, make that choice to come back. Aha, I'm aware. I'm aware I just had that thought. Okay, now I've got a choice to do something about it. If my mind gets distracted, just go in for a few seconds, then bring yourself out. And do you know what? Then that's success. Go into it, then bring yourself back. Success. Go into it, come back. Give yourself that success. Really important. Give thanks. Thank you. I brought myself out of that. I brought myself out of that really well. I brought myself out of that really quickly. I brought myself back to center. Thank you. People cannot cause you fear and worry. If you are experiencing fear and worry, then this is your own mind discipline. We blame. We say they acted in that way that triggered me. Actually, this is a messenger coming into you each time saying, hey, here's another trigger. Hey, here's another trigger. Hey, here's another trigger. Hey, here's another trigger. Hey! It's going to get louder and louder and louder until you listen. Because every time you react to that trigger, you're going to repeat it. And you're going to repeat it. And you're going to repeat it. And you're going to wonder why the same thing keeps happening. And it keeps happening because the messenger is still there asking you to wake up and to bring yourself back to center. Bring yourself back to yourself. And you can do this. You have the power. If you are not doing this and you're wondering why it's not working, then it's because you are determined to not be willing, to not be able, and to not manifest. And you will end up doing what you are going to do anyway, which is not taking responsibility. So your messenger is holding up that mirror to you. Hello, hi, here's your mirror. You're like, oh God, that did. I didn't like how that felt. Oh, I hate how I'm feeling. Oh, what's going on with me? My head, my heart, my body. This feels really uncomfortable. I can't cope. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Hello, mirror. Hello, mirror. Hello. Oh, yeah, it's powerful, painful, painful, painful. We keep repeating this pain in ourselves. It's our past lives, karmic lives, family and cultural projection, our low self-worth, genetics, fear and worry. I believe I'm flawed. I believe I'm less than divine. I've got an addiction to my ego. I keep going back there. And it's seemingly caused by somebody else, by another experience, by everything external but me. I have allowed myself to become an addiction. I've labelled myself. I've made it reality. I've programmed it. Why did I listen? If I believe that I'm not flawed, if I believe that I am divine and I'm not addicted to my ego, then why would I allow this? I've forgotten my divinity. Affirmations, mantras. I do deserve. I do deserve. I do deserve. I am complete. I'm not flawed. I am enough. I am enough. I'm important. I'm perfect exactly as I am. And so it is. And so it is ends everything. I don't like you. So it is. I'm not happy. And so it is. I'm having an amazing day. And so it is. So when we're keeping ourselves going round in these patterns, when we bring awareness to it and we keep going around in these patterns, then we're too afraid. We're believing that our wounds are too great. Then there's no shift. We're still identifying with, I do not deserve. And we're giving in even before that stressor comes in, because we're having those fear and worry thoughts that are manifesting into reality even before it happens, because we're creating that situation to happen because we're determined not to be willing and not to be able. So, it's already believed. It is already believed. Just take a moment and think about that. Think about a situation that has happened to you recently and think, does that confirm my belief system? Did I manifest that? Was I having fears and worries that created that result? Was I thinking about it before it even happened? There's a possibility then that you don't really want it yet. Think about that. I went for that job interview. I didn't get that job. Was I worried about it? Was I fearing it? It may be it just wasn't for you in that moment. Maybe you aren't ready for it yet. Maybe you aren't ready to go down that path. Maybe that path isn't for you. And so it is to the believer. To the believer, you. So, what are some solutions? Number 1, soul level healing. Recognise. It's happening again. I'm not going to deny this. I'm not going to minimise it. It's happening again. I am behaving in exactly the same way as I did last week. That same situation happened again. Recognise, it's happening again. I accept. It's not what I think. It is not about this situation at all, because this feeling and this sensation is happening over and over again to me. I'm experiencing the same experience with different situations. So this is my pattern of somewhere inside me I'm sitting with, I'm not divine, I'm flawed, and I'm unworthy. So there's a deeper message here. So recognise, accept that it's happening again, accept that it's a pattern. Know that there's a deeper message than this. So I give up my past patterns of belief. Empty. I give it up. Put it outside the door. Put it up in the clouds. Blow it out. Put it out back into the universe. Put it into the earth. Put it into some roots. Let it go. Past patterns of belief. I give them up. I absolutely surrender. Now you can empty into the presence, into the now. It's all about you. Even though when you were younger, your parents said, it's not all about you. Do you know what? It is. It's all about you. So, when you start emptying your old beliefs, and this takes practice, you may not get those 5 steps straight away, but every time you start to recognise, bring myself back to centre. I will only think and feel what the divine would have me think and feel. Well, going back in again. Bring it back to centre. I'm recognising. I will only think and feel what the divine would have me think and feel. It's not easy. Going back in again. Bring yourself out. Oh, brought myself out. Success. Well done, me. I will to think and feel what the divine would have me think and feel. Catch yourself. Come back to centre. Keep repeating. You might only get it 1%, then you might get it 2%. Each percent you're bringing yourself back, you're putting your foot in the door, you're opening that new door, you're starting to just release those old doors. You can do this, you're amazing. You can do this. You are able. You are powerful. They're patterns. They're patterns. Catch yourself. Trip yourself up. Bring yourself back. Turn the darkness into transformative. Okay, I can feel myself here. This doesn't feel good. What am I feeling? My heart's beating. My chest feels a bit tight. I'm swallowing. I notice I've closed my eyes. I'm not looking at myself. Maybe my shoulders go over. Cross my legs. Maybe I put my hand under my leg for security, for safety, just noticing my sensations in my body and just being in the now. Going back into thought, come back into body. If you're so triggered by fears and worries, this is second solution, then don't put yourself in those situations for a long period of time. Just step back, breathe. Bit like a child. So a child gets frightened. You might say, oh, come on, darling, let's go and have a nice bubble bath. Let's go and feel some nurturing, and then we can sit down and snuggle up and watch a film together. But tomorrow, we have to go back there. So you just bring yourself back. You take a moment. You treat yourself. Treat yourself as you would a child. Your child in. It's the fear. Take some space. But re-enter. Re-enter and face it. Face it just that little bit more, bring yourself back. Face it a little bit more, bring yourself back. Face it a little bit more, bring yourself back. Keep treating, keep nurturing. It's transformative. Number 3. Hey, that's enough. It's not meant for you to feel fear and worry. So why are you allowing it? You're just afraid. It's just fear. I'm creating this, so it can't be real. I'm obsessing about something that doesn't even exist yet, so I must be hallucinating. This is insane. I think I don't deserve better. That means I'm going to punish myself. Now, number 3 is very harsh, and you need to choose which solution is right for you. Number 1 is more like the motherly solution, that soul heal process of that recognising, accepting, this is my pattern, I'm going to empty, I'm going to refill, this is all about me, building trust, transformative. Number 2 is really childlike, really nurturing, just take a little bit in, take a little bit back. Be around those that you feel safe around, explain to them how you're feeling, say your needs if you're able to, or in a way that you can express, and ask for kindness and acceptance and patience. Number 3 is more fatherly, like, come on, get up, that's enough. You're not meant to feel this way, so why are you allowing it? But you know, we are creating all these behaviours, we are creating all of these addictions. The divine didn't create worry and fear, divine created love. What am I? I am love. What am I doing? I am loving. So fear and worry, we've created this as like a pandemic. We're a pandemic of fear and worry. We're labelling ourselves with all of the symptoms that surround this. And yeah, we're walking around hallucinating. How are you today? Yeah, I'm hallucinating. I woke up this morning, gave myself 5 things to worry about, and so I'm walking around hallucinating. How are you today? Oh yeah, I'm pleading insanity today because I created some worries and fears. I acted them out. I played them out. And I didn't feel very good afterwards. I punished myself, and I just don't feel like I deserve better. So I'm pleading insanity, you're hallucinating. How's the person over there? Oh, hi, I'm loving over here. Yes, I am love, and I'm loving life today. I'm feeling full of love, taking myself back to center. So, there's three choices here. We can choose how we feel, and it's really, really challenging when we've had these patterns for years, maybe all of our life. Maybe it's what we've seen and experienced. We can only behave in a way that we've learned. We can only be in what we've experienced, but we have the power to move ourselves away from that, open a new door, and it takes work. It doesn't just happen. You need to commit to you. You need to commit to you. Even if it's just one step daily. One step daily, and take 10 steps back, but take those 9 steps forward again and take that 10th step. You're worth it. I will only choose to think what the divine wants me to think. I won't let those shame, dark moments mist over the beauty that I am. So instead of triggering and bringing up old wounds, we can choose. We can notice, we can recognise, we can become aware, we can accept that they're patterns, we can accept that they're not real as well, we can accept that they're only as real as we're making them, and we can start to empty, we can release, we can choose to think and start thinking in a different way. We can bring good to others. By bringing good to others, then that gives us more power to us when we're feeling powerless. So starting to serve, that's what we're here for, to serve others in whatever way is our purpose. And by doing so, we create power and render the darkness as powerless. So why invest in fear and worry? Over 90% don't even happen. And the ones that do happen, normally we're in it so much that we're manifesting it anyway. So that wouldn't be very good for someone who's into betting and gambling. Hey, do you want to gamble on this fear and worry? There's about 7 or 8% chance it's going to happen. Again, just bringing some lightness here because it's painful, really, really painful. And I experience fear and worry, and it's really, really painful. So we can say that I have lived in fear and worry, and I was constantly assuming. I was constantly assuming that this was going to happen. I was going to constantly assume that they were going to say this. I was constantly assuming that they were going to behave in this way. And so I need to accept that those fears and worries are mine. They're nobody else's. They're in my head that I've created, and all the symptoms that come with that are mine. I'm ready to take ownership. I'm ready to take responsibility. There is you, there is love, and if you're still in worry and fear, then you are not letting love in. If you do, you'll surrender. Surrender to love. Surrender to the fear of letting the love in, rather than keeping on going with the fear and the worry of manifesting things that create more pain. Choose. I have value. I have value. I have value. It's a deep addiction. A deep addiction. It's a deep pattern of thoughts and actions, and it's a parasitic relationship with ourselves. We go round and round and round and repeat and repeat and repeat, and it's not the same part of us. Our same part of us is love. Our same part of us is peace and harmony and happiness, and returning to love, center, alignment. So just think about something, focus on something that's caused you worry and fear. Just take a moment. And I invite you to close your eyes and just take a few nice deep breaths in and out. Let's do a little prayer, affirmation, whatever you'd like to call it, a reading. And I invite you to do a relaxation breath, which is 3 breaths in, hold, and 3 breaths out. So we're going to go hold for 3, and then and let it out. And think of that breath coming up your feet, up your body, and out the top of your head. And coming back down, back into the head. down the body, out the feet, grounding ourselves and just listening to my voice that goes with you. I recognise I am doing it again. I'm feeling worry and I'm afraid. There's no minimising, no denying here. It feels painful. I'm feeling it. I accept that this is not about my current crisis. This isn't the current situation. This is more deep. Thinking I'm flawed and separate from divine. I am exercising my free will to surrender all such false beliefs, symptoms, people, to play the roles, past and future. And I let go of all of my fears and worries. Nobody else is to play out my fears and worries. I let go of all the stuff. I release it out. I'm ready, it's time to let it go. Even an ounce. Just let it out the door. Let it out. And put my foot in another door. I'm emptying my cup. I choose to feel peace and happiness and divine presence. I am breathing in the now. I am feeling an effect, even an ounce. I've come back a bit. I give thanks. I give thanks. A shift in my emotions, my feeling, centered. Sanity, coming back. I choose different. My true self. Divine. I am worthy. I am enough. I am complete. I am not flawed. I deserve. I'm just coming back. I really would love at least one of you to take something from what I've just shared. I took so much from what I've written and it really resonated. There's so much pain and there's so much anxiety and depression, all these labels. There's so much fear taking place in so much of us, and we know that fear affects the immune system, we know that fear affects our nervous system, we know that fear affects our total health and well-being, and it affects our relationship with ourselves and it affects our relationship with others. So from me to you, love.